Hey, this is Neil's on Dynasty coming to you live from the basement of the future dynasty of the Han Dynasty. Like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy some silver and some platinum. Chloe said so. Ain't that right, Chloe? You want silver and platinum and crystallized osmium because it's not financial advice, but it's good advice. I did a report beginning part of last year about Ethiopia and how Egypt was going to attack them over the Gerd Dam, holding back water from the in Ethiopia, Ethiopian, just asinine stuff that Egypt said, but they didn't do it, and I'm sure everyone thought I was an idiot for giving those reports. But as Paul Harvey said, now for the rest of the story. You're going to hear some stuff about Ethiopia and Somaliland and Somalia and Djibouti. At the end of this report, you're going to hear how Egypt is still trying to start crap with Ethiopia. Egypt needs to be cut off of all aid from America for this crap. Here it is. Here's the report. It's from the first post. It's about 7 minutes old. Djibouti offers support to Ethiopia to diffuse tensions with Somalia. Yeah, these guys here. Full credit, no plagiarism. But this is about the last part of the report.
Shifting focus now to the Horn of Africa, where Ethiopia and Somalia continue to remain locked in a conflict. In the latest, their neighbor, Djibouti, has now stepped in to ease the tensions. Djibouti has come up with a proposal to solve the dispute between Somalia and Ethiopia. Both the neighbors are at odds over a port deal Ethiopia signed with Somalia's breakaway region, Somaliland. The deal provides landlocked Ethiopia access to Somaliland's port and 20 kilometers of its shoreline to build a naval base. In return, Ethiopia agreed to recognize Somaliland, which has been seeking independence from Somalia. The move triggered an angry response from Mogadishu, which called the deal an attack on its sovereignty. Somalia's ally, Turkey, has been mediating to solve the conflict, but so far there has been no agreement. Now, the tiny Horn of African nation Djibouti has stepped in. It has offered Ethiopia access to its port instead. It is offering a port of Tajura, which is about 100 kilometers from the border with Ethiopia. Ethiopia already relies on Djibouti's main port to import most of its goods. But now Djibouti is ready to hand over a new port and a new corridor to Ethiopia. It is even ready to consider a mixed management of the port with Ethiopia. Now, Djibouti's foreign minister has said the proposal was put in front of Ethiopian leaders a month ago and that they have gotten a positive response. Ethiopia is reportedly considering the technicalities of the proposal and could make a final decision in the coming days or weeks. However, Djibouti's offer does not include the permission to build a naval base in the country. Djibouti currently hosts multiple military bases, including those of France, the United States, Italy, Japan, and China. Located at the mouth of the Red Sea, it is a strategic maritime nation providing access to West Asia and Africa and the world's busiest shipping lanes. Now, as per reports, even Somalia has expressed its willingness to accept giving commercial sea access to Ethiopia during the Turkey-mediated talks. However, it has ruled out providing any naval base. The tensions between the two neighbors further escalated last week with the arrival of Egyptian military. Here's where Egypt comes in. As I said at the beginning of this report, Egypt is stirring crap down there, wanting to start a war, just like I said a year ago. Aid in Somalia. Egypt, which is at odds with Ethiopia over a dam on the River Nile, has extended support to Somalia over its dispute with Addis Ababa. Will the latest attempt by Djibouti offer any resolve to the ongoing tensions in the Horn of Africa? Now, for more on this, we have with us Dr. Samuel Oyewole, a security expert and a research fellow at the University of Pretoria. He is joining us live. from Pretoria, South Africa. Thank you for being with us, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what are the primary factors driving the current tensions between Somalia and Ethiopia? And how have these recent diplomatic and military agreements influenced these dynamics?
Okay, there are so many factors that are involved in the current tension that we are witnessing in the eastern part of Africa, especially between Ethiopia and Somalia. The agreement that was reached between Ethiopia and Somaliland on the issue of hosting a naval base as well as a port for establishing a port and naval base around that country in the region of Somalia. The fear and the response of the Somali government. The fear of the Somali government is that this particular agreement can later lead to recognition of this region, which has technically been a self-governing region for the past 30 years. However, if Ethiopia, this agreement can lead Ethiopia to recognize this country as
Okay, yeah, whatever. This guy's just going over stuff we already know and not really telling us anything. He's just telling us that Somalia and Somaliland broke off 30 years ago, which everybody already knows. Somalia is not recognizing Somaliland. Somaliland is not recognizing Somali. Typical African things. But Ethiopia needs a port, bottom line. They need a port. So, and they also seem to want a navy. I think America should support that because Ethiopia has never been colonized, is the freest, absolute freest countries in Africa, unsuppressed by any Western, or Eastern, or Asian nation ever, and doing a good job of building Eastern Africa. The world leaders currently seem to hate Ethiopia because they are not part of the clique that runs the world right now. And the clique that runs the world right now is pushing for Tanzania to be the leader in East Africa, but Ethiopia is far suppressing them and will continue to do so. That's how I see the cabal of the world falling apart in Africa, and why I do most of my reports on Africa, because the new world leader in 20 years is going to be Africa. The GDP in South Africa is trashed. It's BRICS trash is what it is. They just need to take the trash out and burn it and start that country all over again because they have ruined it with BRICS. Mostly China's independent view of BRICS and domination, world control, for which China and India are standing in the way. That's why China is fixing to go to war or threatening to go to war with India. Oh, yeah. China's fixing to go to war with India. That's right. They're all building nuclear bombs and nuclear subs to keep each other safe, all kumbaya with their financial system. But anyhow, Ethiopia. We need to back Ethiopia 100%. Somalia has always been a supporter of radical ideas of politics throughout the world because I don't want to get censored. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on it. I'm 100% support of Ethiopia doing whatever the hell they want to do because they're free. We shouldn't be stepping on their toes. No one should be stepping on their toes. If they want to go to war with Egypt, we should back them in that war. If they want to go to war with Somalia, we should back them in that war because they are the only country that represents Africans. Somalia is a representative government of Eastern nations that put them in control to have their policies, just like the colonials do. But no one talks about the Eastern colonialism or the Chinese colonialism or the Russian colonialism that's going on because it's not colonialism because they're not free. It's suppression. That's Somalia. So you know Somalia is backed by other crap. But anyhow, you guys have a nice day, and I shall talk to you later.